Then the Holy Quran goes beyond that. It says, it lays down a law. It lays down a law for those who might aspire to a higher status as human beings, to be higher in status as human beings, to be of the higher order. There the Holy Quran lays down something very categorically. It says, وَلَا تَسْتَوِي الْحَسَنَةُ وَلَا السَّيِّئَةُ. Good and evil are not things of the same category. وَلَا تَسْتَوِي الْحَسَنَةُ وَلَا السَّيِّئَةُ. Light and darkness are not things of the same category. You cannot fight darkness with darkness. You cannot fight darkness with darkness. Therefore, idfa billati hi ahsan. Always meet the challenge of evil with what is good. Here there is a command, but this command is not to the general Muslims, mind you. The Quran has made it very clear. Idfa billati hi ahsan. When you are confronted with the evil of darkness, what do? You try to procure any source of light that may be available to dispel the darkness in whatever measure it may be possible. Even though you might just have a matchstick and you are in a dense forest and all around you is dark and you feel the agony of darkness and the anguish. If you start abusing darkness, it will not help you. If you start abusing darkness, it will not help you. The only way to help you is that whatever source of light you might be able to procure, bring it. Even though it may be a small candle. Of course, the gloom of that darkness which overshrouds the forests and all these places is immense. Your small candlestick cannot help you much. But surely it can have a light, you see, that it will remove darkness at least from your immediate surroundings. So the Quran has laid down this law. The Quran has given this advice that when a Muslim meets with evil, if he is abused, he should not abuse in return, because it is fighting darkness with darkness. When anyone does any evil to him, he should try to be good to him. Idfa billati hi ahsan. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَإِذَا الَّذِي بَيْنَكَ وَبَيْنَهُ عَدَاوَةٌ. Then between him and you, there is enmity. There is a possibility that ultimately under the pressure of your higher moral behavior, he may feel ashamed of his conduct and he may become your friend. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, not me. فَإِذَا الَّذِي بَيْنَكَ وَبَيْنَهُ عَدَاوَةٌ كَأَنَّهُ وَلِيٌّ حَمِيمٌ. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warns us here. وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا الَّذِينَ صَبَرُوا. To adopt this behavior of fighting evil with good or meeting the challenge of evil with good, this behavior cannot be adopted by every person. It is not possible. It can be adopted only by him who cultivates the quality of sabr. وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا الَّذِينَ صَبَرُوا وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا ذُو حَظٍّ عَظِيمٍ. And it can be practiced only by him who cultivates the spirit of magnanimity. Now a person who cultivates the spirit of sabr, of perseverance and patience, of serenity and calmness, and of the person who cultivates the spirit of magnanimity, he alone can walk this road. And may I tell you that not a single teaching of the Holy Quran is there which has not been practiced by Muslims. It is not just a sermon on the mount about which nobody can prove that even Jesus Christ, alayhi salatu wasalam, he himself actually practiced it. No one can prove. But whatever Islam has taught, it has been practiced not by one or two or three, by hundreds of thousands of human beings who have set a very, very noble examples in behalf of the Islamic teaching. I may relate to you the story from the life of Sayyidina Imam Azam Abu Hanifa, rahmatullahi ta'ala alayh. Imam Abu Hanifa, he was a versatile scholar, head and shoulders above other ulama. He was an intellectual giant, much superior to the other ulama, and consequently the other ulama felt jealous of him. Some of them they made an arrangement that they employed a evil-minded person, employed him on monthly salary, and the function of this man was that when Sayyidina Imam Abu Hanifa would finish his session of the council where the Islamic code was being formulated and came back to his home, then it was the function of this man to accompany him from that place right up to home and abuse him on the way. To provide a continuous torture to Imam Abu Hanifa. Naturally, Imam Abu Hanifa, being such a great man, could not answer him with a counter abuse. You see? So these people who felt jealous of Sayyidina Imam Abu Hanifa, they adopted this method of torturing him mentally. It is said that this thing continued to happen for quite a number of years. One day when Sayyidina Imam Abu Hanifa came from his council meeting and started for his home, he did not meet this man. So he came to his home, and on coming to his home, and this man was actually one of the neighbors of Imam Abu Hanifa. He was also a neighbor. Imam Abu Hanifa knew where this man lived. So when he came to his home, before going into his home, he met one of his members of the household, and he said, "Today I have not met my friend. Today I have not met my friend. Would you kindly inquire about his health and his welfare?" So this man went to his home, to that person's home, and inquired from there as to where that person was. It was found out that that person had been arrested from a gambling den and was in police custody. It is said that Sayyidina Imam Abu Hanifa, rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi wa radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he did not go into his home, but retraced his steps right from there and went to the police headquarters. When he went to the police headquarters, the police officer in charge of those headquarters, he knew Imam Abu Hanifa, he knew of his greatness, and he felt amazed as to how Imam Abu Hanifa could come into the police headquarters. And he got up, he stood up, he said, "Sir, why have you come here? This is a dirty place, here only criminals come. All criminals are also human beings, and I am also a human being. How can you stop my entry here?" So he said, this police officer asked him, "Sir, why have you come? What can I do?" He said, "A very good friend of mine, I have heard that a very good friend of mine has been arrested by you." And the police officer asked him, "Sir, who is he?" Imam Sahib gave the name of that person. He said, is he your very good friend, sir? We had been on the lookout all these years to arrest him on some pretext. We could not arrest him on abusing you. But this devil, you say he is your good friend? He said, yes, he is. He is my good friend according to the Sharia. I said, what is the Sharia, sir? It is ununderstandable. How can he be your good friend? He said, I'll tell you about it later, how he is my good friend. But I have come here to plead for him that you kindly release him. The police officer could not withstand the plea of such a great man as Imam Abu Hanifa. He said, if you say, sir, like this, then we are going to do it. You see, but we don't understand why you are ordering us like this. So that man was released. Imam Abu Hanifa caught hold of his hand when he came out of the police headquarters and said, my very good friend, I am very sorry that you did not get the opportunity of providing me with extra virtues unearned by me. You daily do it. That you provide me with some virtues which are not earned by me, just through your action you provide those virtues to me. So, I have been very anxious about it, and I hope you will start your job. This man was ashamed, and he fell at the feet of Imam Abu Hanifa and made the tawbah. That police officer came running behind Imam Abu Hanifa and he said, sir, I have released this person as you had asked me to do. But you have not told me as to how he is your good friend. This I want to find out. So Sayyidina Imam Abu Hanifa said that the Holy Prophet ﷺ has taught the divine law that if a person abuses you or injures you, then you get virtues to that extent from the account of that person, and if they are not available, then from the general account. So he said that the highest thing for a Muslim is to earn virtue. Neki is to earn virtue. And who can be a greater friend than he who gives you as gift daily this highest blessing of God? So he said, who can be my greater friend than this person? My dear brothers and sisters, don't take this story just as a story. Try to think on this principle of the conflict between good and evil. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taught you, what He considers and what His beloved Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam considers to be your behavior in that matter, the behavior of a Muslim. People nowadays talk, he who reads salam standing becomes a mushrik. He who does this job in this manner becomes a kafir. Nobody talks about the morals of the Muslims. They are the foundations of Islam. Nobody tells them. Nobody tells Muslims as to how they should behave in their daily behavior. What are the characteristics of the Muslims which are mentioned in the Quran?